We just had 5 of America's doomsday aircraft in the air at the same time. These control our nuclear forces, and it comes on the same day that the CIA director made an unscheduled visit to Moscow, very quick, in and out, allegedly to warn them to not provoke NATO. I'm going to give you the circumstantial evidence that seems to indicate there may be a potential Russian threat in the offing. Let's start first with the most recent event, that being these aircraft today on an unscheduled, somewhat unusual exercise. So these 5 airplanes that were in the air today, and there's 16 we have total, are the Boeing E-6B Mercury. These have 2 missions, all right? First, take charge and move out, or TACAMO, which is to tell our ballistic missile submarines, which have ICBMs with strategic nuclear warheads on board, to fire at a target. The second one is known as Looking Glass, and that is basically our ICBMs that are in the ground. So that's 2 legs of our nuclear triad, which is sea, land, and air. Now, this is important signaling because we only have 16, and that means the Russians would see it, and it was also obviously publicly available on flight trackers. And staying in the air, we also had for 3 days straight very unusual NATO air activity near Kaliningrad, which is a tiny sliver of Russian land by Eastern Europe. I mean, you had AWACS, you had fighter jets. You know, it looked like something you would have if there was an actual small-scale, issue to break out with Russia. And what is most interesting is it also included the E-37 Compass Call electronic warfare aircraft. We only have a handful of these, and they're intended to basically shut down enemy communications and just wreak havoc on their entire battlefield communication and management. So to have that happen, people really notice that. Also strange, another piece of evidence. Of course, over the past few months, we've had a huge increase in Russian aggressive activity towards NATO. I mean, if you talk about Romania, they've had 24 unauthorized drone penetrations in 2026 alone, 43 fighter scrambles, and 4 drones shot down. We had the drone shot down in Latvia recently. We've had this attempted terrorist attack where they literally flew explosive drones into multiple airplanes at Leipzig Airport in Germany, which is a civilian airport. That is a literal terrorist attack. It's how you would qualify it. You had a cruise missile blow up in Poland, on and on. A lot of stuff taking place, and we're seeing this huge increase, indicating that Russia is pushing, and testing before it does something really insane. And on that score, we know that U.S. intelligence just warned our NATO allies that Russia was going to try and test their resolve, whether it's through a limited ground incursion or some other kind of attack. And this mosaic, when you put it all together, indicates to me, now this is just a hypothesis, but it's based upon circumstantial evidence, history, and other facts, that Russia is up to something. That's what they got warned against today. And hey, if they try it, I hope they get absolutely stomped by NATO because of what they've been doing in Ukraine. They are the face of evil in the modern world. We'll see what happens. They're really pretty much desperate against the ropes with respect to Ukraine.